Good evening, everyone. This is Terry Ishmael from Shriners Hospital for Children of Philadelphia, and welcome to another episode of Scoliosis Dialogues brought to you by the Scoliosis Research Society. Tonight, I am thrilled to have the co-chairs of the annual meeting scientific program for the upcoming meeting this September, Drs. Amy McIntosh from Scottish Rite for Children in Dallas and Dr. Rajiv Sethi from Virginia Mason Hospital and Seattle Medical Center. Welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, let's get to know you guys a little bit first. So, Amy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what do you do, etc.?
Sure. I am actually from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So most people don't know where that is, but it is a fairly northern location, close to Canada. I've been in Dallas for a while now, but I'm a pediatric spine deformity surgeon at Scottish Rite for Children in Dallas. And I just really love, taking care of children with spine deformity and helping them, grow and navigate childhood into adulthood. And it's just a really awesome job. And my partners are amazing.
Fantastic. Rajiv, how about you?
Thank you, Terry. I am in Seattle, Washington at Virginia Mason Medical Center, now part of Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. I am the executive director of the Center for Neurosciences and Spine. So that includes spine surgery at all of our sites. It's 12 hospitals and a number of spine surgeons in the system. I'm predominantly doing adult spine deformity, and I have been doing that for 17 years now. I, like Amy, enjoy the complexity of the surgery, and I enjoy the care of this patient population. I really feel blessed to be able to participate in the academic and research areas around delivering better care to adult spine deformity patients, and really appreciated all the opportunities that the SRS has given me in my career.
Great. So this episode is a preview for the upcoming annual meeting in September in Seattle. What are some of the things that you guys think that we should really be looking forward to? What's new? What's exciting? Let's start with Amy.
Well, okay. I'm always excited about the meeting. It's great. It's back in person. There's so much amazing dialogue and camaraderie that occurs at the meeting. There's going to be some great half-day courses. There's going to be a really good course for SOSORT, which is the non-operative kind of therapy and bracing side of both childhood and adult spine deformity that I think will draw a lot of interest. And then my personal favorite session is always the awards paper session. I love hearing, all the great research that's going on both clinically and from more of a basic science perspective. And I also love that the SRS audience community gets to help vote on which papers they think are the best. And then we get to help select the winners for the year. So that's always a favorite for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, that's awesome. What about you, Rajiv?
Well, so I think obviously I'm biased. I'm sitting in Seattle, Washington, which is the site of the meeting. I am serving this year as a local host, as well as the co-chair with Amy of the program. I think that September is a great time to be in Seattle. This will be shortly after Labor Day. It's guaranteed that the sun will be out essentially at that point in September. So you don't have to worry about all the stories that you may have heard about the rain here. That won't be an issue for you in early September. Also, I actually toured this hotel, the Hyatt Regency Hotel, when it was under construction with Tressa, who was at that time the executive director of the SRS. This is probably 3 or 4 years ago now. And it's a world-class hotel for conventions. So it's a really nice place to have this meeting, and everything will be centered in that hotel. The other nice thing about coming here is that you'll have world-class dining, world-class recreation kind of at your doorstep as well. That can include things just here in the city, or it can include an add-on trip to one of the islands that's north of here, or any of the mountains that surround us. So there's a lot of things to do here. I think that Amy and I worked very hard to make sure that this is a balanced and scientifically vigorous program that really represents all of the categories of abstract submission really well. It's also been checked and double checked so that the scientific veracity is there. And I think that anyone who's presenting at this meeting should be really honored that they got through the process to get a paper either onto a podium or as an e-poster. So I think it's going to be a great, vigorous exchange. I'm hoping that this is one of the record-setting SRS meetings because, as Amy's just stated, we are in person again. This is something where I think we all crave the networking abilities that come from a meeting like this, the ability to collaborate on various scientific and research ideas. And then just the camaraderie that gets built with all of the evening activities that will happen in Seattle that week.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. But I was always wondering, what goes into putting things together. So how did you guys work together? What did you actually, come up with, or how did you work everything out?
I mean, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. I think I think the people who attend the meeting and are presenting at the meeting don't really understand. But basically, Raj and I select a lot of raters. So there's a lot of people who go into reading the thousands of abstracts that get submitted, and then they get graded. And then after the grading process occurs, then there's a meeting cadence that occurs so we can go through the selection process. And even through that process, there's a lot of, negotiating and trying to figure out what's going to make a really good. We want it to be a very academically rigorous program, but we also want it to be stimulating and have a lot of great conversation that occurs, because that's what stimulates your next great research idea. And we also wanted there to be balance between adult and peds deformity. And then and you can talk about this too more, Raj, but in the adult space, we also wanted to cover both cervical and lumbar, and, quality value safety is a big initiative now. So I feel like spine is growing so much that we're trying to just get really high quality projects on the podium that cover both the world of adult and peds spine deformity, both here in America, but also internationally. So the problems that, affect us here in America may or may not be a problem in India or Africa. So we're trying to do a really inclusive program as well.
Yeah, I would agree with Amy. I think that if you look at the balance across the program, and you look at the educational content that's going to mirror it, both in the pre-meeting course and the lunchtime symposia, and the half-day courses, that's obviously a purview of a different committee than what Amy and I dealt with. That's the education committee, but it really is a global approach, and it's a global society representing all regions of the planet. And I think that we can learn from each other clearly in a lot of really key areas. And so there are new focuses, really on, as Amy stated, the quality, safety, value initiatives. Those are near and dear to me, and I've spent much of my research career in those areas. Health economics is another area that will be highlighted both in the scientific content as well as in the educational content. I think that there are controversies that are still readily apparent to us, right, Amy? In the tethering world, for example, AIS. There's controversy in the adult space on, is there a patient that's too old to operate on, and what are the conditions that we need to manufacture essentially to operate on them? What's the role of advanced technologies, patient-specific implants, predictive modeling, artificial intelligence strategies? So there's many great areas of controversy that I think that will be covered at this annual meeting. And there's not a better place, honestly, than Seattle. You're in one of the tech hubs of the United States, and so here is a great place for us to talk about some of those challenges for sure. And I think that the shout out that I would give us coming out of a pandemic, at a place now where this is probably the first annual meeting, for example, where some of our Asian colleagues. I was in Japan and Korea last week, and in Korea, I didn't see people really wearing masks anymore. In Japan, still wearing masks, but I think that again, a lot of our Japanese colleagues are traveling now to meetings. Korean colleagues are traveling meetings. Seattle, is the first point of entry essentially for most of the flights from many of these Asian cities, and so I would expect we see a large number of colleagues, from very distant locations. That's not just Tokyo and Seoul, but maybe Hong Kong, Australia, etc. So you'll see these folks. Sean's story is reminding us that you can learn more information by visiting srs.org /AM23. And that's really something where you can learn a lot more about the depth of the meeting by going to that website.
And registration is going to open quickly. Registration is going to be open within a week of this recording. So you can register. Registering early is always helpful in all of these meetings. Registration, Sean is saying, is going to open on May 2nd.
Awesome. Well, great, guys. Anything else we didn't touch on that you'd like to bring up?
I always offer my personal assistance to any SRS member that wants to attend this meeting and has any questions about anything Seattle specific or anything around other options or ideas that they have around adding on visits or trips to this work. And if they have any questions, they can reach out to me via the SRS or directly. But I really think that this will be one of our best meetings yet.
And if you want to reach out to me, I'll just forward you to Raj because he's got all the hookups for Seattle. But yeah, we're really looking forward to this meeting. We'd love to have a record number of attendance. And again, if you guys have any, questions or concerns, please get a hold of us or go to that website, and we're happy to help you in any way.
Fantastic. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having us, T. It was great to see you.
Yeah, thanks, Terry.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing you at the meeting.
I will be there.
Okay, great.
The Scoliosis Research Society is a nonprofit professional organization made up of physicians and allied health personnel. Their primary focus is on providing continuing medical education for healthcare professionals and on funding and supporting research in spinal deformities. Please visit srs.org for further information.